can't I remember their faces? Where is she? She had it. We miss you. What does all of this mean? Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another lore video where we will explore the lore of Dandy's World. Today, we're going to be talking about the Halloween update, and as much of the lore as we can unpack right now, there's still a lot of interactions that are not yet posted to the Dandy's World wiki, so I'm waiting on those to really get the full picture. But until then, we can theorize. So leave a like for Gordy, Lordy. Well, on the Halloween map, if you come back to the secret room past these lockers right here and whatever this little bulletin board is, there is a giant hole in the wall. Do you ever get so angry that you just bust through the wall? Well, Gordy did once. It's clear to see that this is Gordy's room right here that he used to hang out in. This is Gordy's bed, and he clearly became a Twisted and busted out of here. Because if you've ever seen Twisted Gordy, not only is he about this size, but he also has many, many, many feet. And well, there are many, many, many footprints right here. I'm pretty sure he has 6 feet to be exact. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's at least 6 footprints here. I wonder if this room back here is where Gordy has to hang out for the entire off season and wait basically like 10 months before he gets to come out again. That would make me crash out too. But anyway, let's talk about the wall of wonders. Why can't I remember their faces? She had it. Tail leaf. We miss you. What does all of this stuff mean? Well, the community has basically come to one general consensus, and that is that these are Gordy's parents. The only problem is he cannot remember what his parents look like, and honestly, I feel like he kind of can't even remember that they're his parents at all. This right here is called the memory locket, and it's the trinket that you obtain when you get 100% research on Gordy. And so clearly it's a locket full of memories, and there are pictures of what seem to be his dad on the left and his mom on the right. And we know that it's dad on the left and mom on the right because if you look at some of the art on the wall in here, you can see this one says, she had it. And it points to this little purple scarf looking thing. And then also there's a her right there. And there's that little bandana purple thing right there. And then over here on this side of the wall, on the very top up there, it says his hand. So it's pretty safe to say that whoever this is on the left is the he, and whoever is on the right is the she, and there's adorable little Gordy in the middle. The main reason that people are pretty sure that these are his parents and not just some general caretakers that he's had in his life is one of the voice lines he says when you don't give him things and he crashes out is, "Mama, Papa, help." But what's really interesting about this is the only time he mentions that this might be his parents. If you remember, when we went over the Gordy gossip inside of the lobby in Dandy's World, his gossip he had about Astro talked about how he used to ask Astro for the same dream every night when we got to see each other on season. But then Astro said that he can't ask for specific dreams anymore because it got concerning. And then he said, the two of them, they were there. They felt so familiar. But I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm probably not making sense. So I find it really weird that in that specific situation, he didn't come out and say, oh, my parents, I want to dream about my parents. He's just saying, oh, they looked so familiar. And that's really solidified with these pictures because clearly he is trying to draw whatever these people are just based off of his memory. And so he'll like draw something and then scratch it out. He's like, no, not right. And then he'll like scratch out this with iCore, which is also another very interesting thing. We still don't know 100% how Delilah makes these tunes, but one of the main running theories out there is that she uses iCore to make the tunes. However, the only time that we actually see iCore on the tunes is in some really random skins, which I have no idea why, but also when the tune goes twisted. So the only time there's iCore on the outside of the body is when they're twisted, and it's on the inside of the body, maybe, when they're not twisted. So why then would all of these things that are written on the wall be written in iCore? And you can let me know all of your theories down in the comment section below as well, or whether you agree or disagree with this. But I think that Gordy obviously has a lot of time to spend inside of this room right here. This is his room. He does have a way out. There's a door right here, but the majority of the time that he spends in here, he is trying to remember whoever it is on his mind that he feels very, very attached to, that he has in his memory, and he's trying to remember them so that maybe he can find them. However, he can never quite remember exactly who they are or what they look like. So he draws all these pictures and he's just trying to figure it out. But one day, on a gloomy night close to Halloween, Dandy walks through the door and injects him with his little make everybody twisted juice, or however that works, because we honestly don't really know. But he suddenly starts to become twisted, and as he's becoming twisted, he starts to get more of his memory back. So I want to think that all of these pictures did not have the splotches of ichor on them until Gordy started becoming twisted, and once he became twisted, he realized that none of this stuff was actually right because he had a little bit more of his mind. The only thing that he still can't remember when he's twisted, though, is specifically their faces. So he thinks everything else he got right, but he specifically blocks off every instance of his parents' face and then writes on the wall, "Why can't I remember their faces?" I think this because the only time he mentions Mama and Papa is when he is twisted and he's going berserk. So that's when he has that peak memory where he knows it's his parents, but he still just doesn't know what his faces look like in that instance. I feel like if he knew they were his parents when he wasn't twisted, he wouldn't be talking about the dreams that he keeps asking Astro for, saying, "They look so familiar." He would be saying, "Astro, let me please dream about my parents." A little side theory too that I have is the reason you have to bring him items, otherwise he crashes out, is I think when he's sitting down in that twisted state, he has more of his memory, and so he's trying to get as much information to piece together what he's been trying to think of about his parents for so long, and so he wants to accept as many things as possible so that he can try to piece together in that twisted state exactly what their faces look like so that he can then remember who they are. Every time you gift Gordy an item, he becomes so happy and so thankful. So anyway, that's my theory for the lore to Gordy right now. Now, obviously, as more information comes out and as the update progresses, we might learn more, which adds more context and gives us more things. But that's where I am right now. Poor Gordy does not remember who his parents are, but he knows that there's something in his heart that he feels that he's missing, and he does have these dreams of remembering somebody. He just doesn't know that they're his parents until he starts to become twisted. Then he realizes he can remember every aspect besides their face, and he wants to be given as many things as possible so that in his twisted state, he can piece his mind back together and remember who his parents are. But hey, that's just a theory. Well, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I'm sure there's things that I missed in this, so please let me know all of your thoughts and comments down below. I would love to hear about them so that we can get to the bottom of the lore, because I love the lore and I love theorizing. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a thumbs up down below. Also, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. And if you want to see more content from me, like more Halloween update content, go and watch the video that Gordy's tail is looking at right there. Yeah, see, it's even wagging towards it. Must be a good video. Anyway, I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. I will see all of you beautiful people in the next video.